Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Archers Guild. It is here that archers the realm over gather to master the bow. We engage the enemy from a distance, ever seeking to alter the course of battle with a single well-placed arrow. If you have a mind to become an archer, then you have come to the right place. Do you wish to join our ranks? Yes. Marvelous! Then allow me to enlighten you on the history of both our art and the guild. The bow is an ancient tool that has existed since before our fair nation came into being. As an implement of war and hunting both, it protects us from our enemies even as it keeps us fed and clothed. Archery as practiced in Gridania was born of two distinct types of bowmanship. The first was devised by the longbow sentries of the Elezen who once ruled the lowlands, while the second belonged to the shortbow hunters of the formerly nomadic Mikote. As you will doubtless be aware, both races ultimately came to call the Twelveswood home. Tink might have intuited that, but she didn't automatically know. Though the two peoples began as rivals, they gradually learned to live together in harmony. During this time, they learned from one another, their two schools of archery intermingling to give birth to the art as it is known today. But this wouldn't have been possible were it not for the Trappers League. The guild was established in order to promote sustainable hunting and cooperation within the hunting fraternity at large. As a happy consequence of this union, the guild's members came to engage in friendly contests of skill. Inspired by such competitions, a handful of their number began to focus on perfection as opposed to mere practicality, transforming a skill into what may be termed an art. These individuals would go on to form a guild of their own. Aye, the Archers Guild, where men and women gather to attain mastery over the bow. More than a few members of the God's Quiver loosed their first arrow within these very halls. And that, my friend, is a brief history of archery in Gridania. Doubtless you are more eager than ever to take up the bow. It would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. You must receive her permission if you are to join us. If you would excuse me a moment, I shall see to it that the relevant lists are amended. Pray speak to me again in a short while. So, are you resolved to join the Archers Guild? The look in your eye bespeaks your determination. It would be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Lucien. Lest you worry unduly, Lucien is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her counsel on various matters, and ever have they been given fair hearing. Lucien awaits you in the training area yonder. Present yourself before her, and impress upon her your desire to join the guild. I've spoken to her once already. Hello. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to join our ranks. Yep. I am Lucien, the master of the Archers Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our art, and offer you a foretaste of that which we teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or spear, its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced armorer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg, or sap its strength with a poisoned arrow. Rise to become a virtuoso of archery, and a veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain down upon your foes. And OBS is being weird again. I'm trusting you. By fighting from a distance, we can better assess the battlefield and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is of paramount import, as our role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness. With the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill a discerning eye within its members, that they might learn to strike at vulnerabilities, swiftly and surely. Now, any half-wit can bend the bow, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. You must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. Are you resolved to complete that journey? Okay, before I hit and that as well. From this moment forth, you may consider yourself one of our number. Now lend me your hunting log, if you would. I shall add to it the names of such creatures as will provide a fitting challenge to an archer. And to help you on your way, I bestow upon you this short bow. Arm yourself with your new weapon, and then speak to me again. I would have you undertake a trial to gauge your fitness to join the guild. That's the reason that I leave all of my stuff, all of my crafting classes, except for Weaver, with the same outfit. Ah yes, the bow becomes you, Tink. Now, before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trials. Slay the squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars that roam just beyond the city gates. 3 of each should suffice. In so doing, you will prove your fitness to join the Archers Guild. It goes without saying that you must do so using your bow. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. Go now, Tink, and earn your place within these halls. And what is my range? Not that. Welcome back, Tink. It would seem you have successfully completed the trial. You have proven yourself worthy of a place within these halls. It is with pleasure that I name you an archer of the guild. As fellows of the path, let us together strive for greater mastery of our arts. Now, though you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. It is up to you to seek out the experiences you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form until the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring has become as natural to you as drawing breath, and the world seems clearer when viewed down the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. Okay, no. Simulating the go and come back. I'm gonna check my gear. I am proceeding to become piecemeal again. Have you grown more accustomed to the bow? Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you have grasped the fundamental essence of archery. Tell me, Tink, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? To see clearly is not merely to look, it is to observe with intent. Fail to do this, and no amount of talent with a bow will avail you. An archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail lest it prove crucial to the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hidden throughout the city. I would have you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you have completed the task, return to me and we will continue. Since I'm running past her every time, I'm gonna grab that quest, even though she's only level 1. Ah, you have returned. I trust you have begun to comprehend the crucial importance of seeing clearly. The next trial will test your powers of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shroud and there put down 8 micro-chews and 8 opo-opo. In contrast to the inanimate and wholly unthreatening targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. Nor are those the only differences. Being comparatively numerous, micro-chews and opo-opos are anything but difficult to find. And yet, you may be assured that this task will test your powers of observation, albeit in a different manner. This time, you will need to evaluate the abilities of your opponent. In so doing, you will learn, amongst other things, that microchips produce a poison that can quickly sap one's strength, while Opo-Opos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. Knowing their strengths, how will you go about mitigating them? If you commence your attack before identifying an effective strategy, you will soon be made to regret your folly. But if you take the time to observe your targets from afar, you will surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. I look forward to hearing of your success, Tink. Alright. That hurt. Are there weaker? Are there weaker ones running down? There are. No, they're not fire. The microchips. All microchips. Ah. Okay. You are big. You are already part of the face, and I don't want anything to do with it. Which way's back? Welcome back, young Tink. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? When faced with an enemy who can attack from a distance. Simply raining arrows upon it is wasteful and dangerous both. The battle will be not more than a contest of strength. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For instance, you may choose to prime your weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap their strength over time. On the assumption that this fact dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Thank you. I am so cute. Lay, Silver, what is your honest evaluation? Hi. Not bad, if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow and is enthusiastic to fight. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Lair Aliapo, and this is my second year at the guild. Hi. It's quite plain that you have a talent with the bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when you're pursuing a target. I had my eye on you for the duration of your trial, but not once did you notice my presence. Really? Mind your surroundings? That is rich coming from you. Hi. Your every movement is wasteful, adventurer. Your back is crooked and your elbows misaligned. It takes you an age to prime your bow and twice as long to loose an arrow. In summary, you will fail on all counts. You have no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. Sour grapes much? I shall say it plain, Lucien. This woman is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and hers, we should revoke her membership. As I've always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand, never mind master, our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach her like. Rude. Well, allow me to introduce you to Silver, our comrade at the box. The fellow was once at the gods' quiver, you see, and he could be a little opinionated when it comes to archery. Oh, we mustn't pay him any mind. He's like that to everyone. You've been lucky to get much sense out of the fossil-brained wildwood Ellison like him at the best of times. With them it's always 12 with this, and Ellen's is that, and... Oh! No offense intended, Lucien. None taken, Lay. I know full well that some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may behold the same object, ever will they see different things. There is no right or wrong to it, for it is a question of perspective. What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. You are possessed of bright eyes, Tink. Eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust to them and to what they see. Yes, I'm a bright-eyed core. Go now, and resume your training. I look forward to marking your progress when next we meet. Okay. It pleases me to see how you have grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see with your own eyes. I would now have you discover what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You'll recall Lay Aliapo, your senior in the guild. I have given you over to her care for this lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. I need to get just a bit more observant. I didn't know you were right there. I've been expecting you, Tink. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the bowmaster had you seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? Yeah. Well, I would have you do the same. This time, however, you will need to venture outside the gates. I'm sure you've realized this by now, but there is no guarantee of safety within the Twellswood. As you search, you should take care to mind your surroundings. You won't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You'll have to keep your eyes peeled for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, to avoid unnecessary combat and maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take to your heels, risking direct confrontation only if you can't outrun your pursuers. The targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use the heavy shot technique to destroy each one with a single arrow. Go well, Tink. Alright, central shroud it is. And I'm walking this time, I don't want to miss anything. Stay alert. Target, I can't tell. It is, and I don't need to be over there for this. Okay. You are right where I need to be. Back it up just a smidge. Back to Gridania. Well, you made short work of those targets, I must say. It seems you've learned to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I'm mind to give you a more practical experience, and we received a request just recently which I think will provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We have been tasked with culling the beasts. This request comes direct from Stillglade fame. When the wood whalers and the gods Quiver cannot spare the forces to attend to such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. And before you ask, there's good reason why they would rather not see to this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. That's quite enough about a conjurer's troubles. This game taught you how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so while maintaining situational awareness, lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lessons and mine own. Your orders are as follows. Head out into the East Shroud, and there put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures using all of the skills you have acquired thus far. Good hunting, Tink. Okay. That works. That guy kept trying to steal my kills. Judging by your smug expression, I'd say you've acquired a feel for maneuvering to exploit enemy weaknesses whilst covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution to this is simple. Maneuver to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack of disrupting spellcasting with their secretions. As such, you would do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is the key to success in battle, which is why it's absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. The knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the Keepers of the Moon conceived of archery, they dwelt not in the city, but the forest. For my people, hunting was a way of life. In hindsight, I suppose this was more or less on hunting than on archery. Still, Luciane knows well my past, mayhap that was her intent. Hunting, too, is an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave it much thought, but the more I I think of home, the more I begin to realize. Forgive me, I'm not given the fits of sentiment. Truly, forget I said anything. But do not forget that a hunter must recognize her prey's weakness and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. That concludes the lesson. Now I suggest you pay Lucienne a visit. She is doubtless eager to hear from you. It is good to see you, Tink. I hope you have learned much from Lei. Hi. You, adventurer. Is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures? Yes. How dare she trust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Mikote were reckless, but she is downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our guild, Lucienne? Every time she wastes an arrow on game, she drags our noble art back into the darkness. Aye, and this girl too. She's an embarrassment to us all. That is quite enough, Sylvain. Your skill with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for our nation. Yet there is much and more you have yet to learn about archery. Tink has matured greatly in the short time that she has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Tink's presence here. You will be giving her her next lesson, after all. Unless you have any objections? Good. As for you, Tink, I would have you devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lesson with Sylvain. Suffice it to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. Okay. On that, we can agree. Oh, right. Welcome back, Tink. I trust you have been keeping your nose to the grindstone. Yep. As I mentioned when we last spoke, you will train under Sylvain's tutelage today. Put aside your misgivings and avail yourself of his wealth of experience. Go now, present yourself before him. I see it was too much to hope that you would not return. Now I'm glad I showed up. The others believe that you have potential, but I am not so easily convinced. Like so many adventurers, you have not the faintest inkling of what it means to be an archer. And how could you? Archery is the proud tradition of the Wildwood Elizen. The essence of this art, to reap one's enemy, has been instilled in us over centuries. In that time, we have defended this great nation against every imaginable foe, granting us insight which you will never possess. Can you recognize the subtle signs that betray a coming action? No. Can you accurately predict an opponent's movements? No. Can you glean your foe's intentions at a glance? No. And can such things be learned by one who knows nothing of our traditions? No. It is only out of respect for Lucienne that I have agreed to teach you. Go to the East Shroud and seek out the targets hidden there, but do not presume this will be as easy as before. As I told you, the ability to read one's enemy is fundamental to archery, yet the trial set by my colleagues did not require you to do this. Mine will. The targets you seek have been hidden, and I do mean hidden in the midst of a region rife with savage beasts. They will play the part of your enemies. In the unlikely event you spy a target, your limited range will necessitate that you slip past its bestial guardians prior to taking aim, a feat I consider beyond you. Was that a frown? Mayhap you are thinking that Mikote set you a similar task? You are wrong. She asked merely that you consider where your foes are. I demand that you discern precisely where they will be. How then will you go about this? Observe them closely and discern their characteristics. Learn to read their movements and recognize patterns in their behavior. If it has eyes, let it not see you. If it has ears, let it not hear you. Be neither where it is nor where it means to be, and thereby pass unnoticed. But enough talk. Whether or not you heed my counsel is your decision. I will shed no tears should you fail. say that this would be hard? Still there! I did it. So you have returned. A possible performance for an adventurer, but the bare minimum for any archer. I carry with me generations of wildwood tradition, a tradition built upon the bones of the many outsiders who tried to take what is ours. It was my ancestors who first learned to conceal their presence and fight from the shadows, to hold the enemy at distance to protect the weak. All of it. Everything was... and... This is a waste of time. You cannot understand. But if you are so intent upon following in the footsteps of my people, I bid you go to the North Shroud. Exali scouts have been sighted near the river west of Etat's Spire, and, unless you are entirely ignorant of Gridanian history, I need not explain that this act of aggression is part of a centuries-old conflict. The minions do not matter. It is their leader, Nazul Kaplan the Violator, who must fall. He commands the scouts and will be well guarded, yet he stands upon hostile ground, with birdmen and not walls of protection. If you are diligent and determined, you can slip through the defenses and slay their leader. This is the art of the Gridanian archer. Embrace the wisdom I have bestowed upon you, and the fight will be short. If you see the deed done, adventurer, I will take it as proof of your commitment to us, and labor no more to drive you from the guild. Now go. Really? I see. Solo instance. Alright. I am trusting OBS. Alright. Even now, I struggle to credit the sentry's reports. Yet here you are, and Nezul Catlan the Violator is no more. But a goddamned adventurer should be so... Only by the grace of Namia herself could you have survived. But even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word. Tink, should you stay or should you go, I care not. You have completed the task and are no longer my responsibility. Go now to Lysiane. She will doubtless wish to lavish you with praise. Huh? Oh, you'll get no more from me. Off with you. Fine. I am given to understand that you single-handedly drove off an Ixali scouting party, and that you did so with precision and guile. How exactly was that training, Lucienne? Tink's just an adventurer. Sylviera thrust her into the jaws of the enemy in the hope that she wouldn't come back. And when, against all expectations, she did come back, that stubborn ass still refused to acknowledge her skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes, he said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Sylviera sees Tink's skill, of that I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It is a habit of his to do so on those occasions when his tongue and his heart are in disagreement. For all his skill at reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he has yet to recognize his own. Impressive work, Tink. You have applied yourself to Lee and Sylviera's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks whilst continuing to fire upon her opponent. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that with regular practice you will learn how best to employ it to your advantage. Remember your senior's lessons as you strive for true mastery. I'd like it better if it wasn't yellow, but I do like it. Okay. Like the version over. From the proprietor of Boscaran's Druthers out in the South Shroud. The petitioner, Boscaran himself, has requested our assistance in dealing with a gang of poachers. I would have the three of you meet with him and investigate his claims. The three of us? You mean Tink, myself, and... It would be better if I went alone with the game. The Mikote and the other one will only encumber me. No, Sylviera, you will go as three. Also, it is past time you recognize Tink as a fellow archer. I will not. I have held my tongue on the matter of her continued presence here, but I will bend no further. Who in the seven hells do you think you are? Bowlord Lewin? In case you've forgotten, you weren't even a quiverman anymore. That may be, but I have shed blood defending our borders, unlike you, savage. Savage? You know nothing about me, you bigoted son of a... Enough. But one more word, and you shall have cause to regret your petulance. The three of you will go to Boscaran's Druthers in the South Shroud. Now, out of my sight! Well. You lot must be from the Archers Guild. Welcome, friends. Now, as your guildmaster will have said, I put in a request for some keen-eyed archers to help me track down a gang of poachers that have been plaguing these parts. If I may, it is not uncommon to find poachers in this region. While regrettable, neither the God's Quiver nor the Wood Whaler seemed unworthy of attention. Why then did you imagine them worthy of ours? Because these ain't no common poachers. They're Pawa Mujakska. They say she and hers are always moving, staying one step ahead, but I reckon she's hiding out here somewhere. Thing is, I can't just send my people out searching. I made a pact with the Red Belly Bandits, see? We stay out of their territory and they don't make no trouble at the druthers. That being so, if I summoned the massed ranks of the Whalers and the Quivermen, all 7 hells would swiftly break loose, assuming they thought the matter worthy of their attention, of course. Needless to say, that's not an option. As luck would have it, though, I've got 3 keen-eyed archers to take care of things instead, and all without raising no alarms. We understand. You may leave the matter to us. Lay, Tink, split up and scour the area for any signs of the poachers. Should you discover anything, return here and wait. We will reconvene to compare our findings ere long. Go. Okay. See that? Okay. Not you. Yay. Okay, yeah, everywhere else that I still have to hand things in is over in the east route. leg trap and a poacher's arrow. These are both evidence of illegal activity, but nothing that will help us find Powwow. And these meat bottles are but old refuse from before the Druthers was even built. They have no connection to the gang. What do you know of this Powwow woman, Silver? I know that she is the most infamous poacher ever to walk the Twelveswood. A born leader, deadly with the bow, she formed her own gang of Mikote hunters. She was apprehended once, and would have been brought to justice, had she not tricked a foolish young sentry into releasing her before vanishing without a trace. Is that so? In any case, we've scoured the area and found nothing. How do we know that this Powwow was ever even here? I say we inform the Godsquiver and the Wood Whalers, taking care not to implicate Bhaskaran and leave the rest to them. This doesn't concern the Archers Guild. It concerns Gridania, Lay. Powwow Mujuk is a savage and utterly amoral poacher whose actions, however indirectly, threaten the city's well-being. But what would a vagrant like you know of duty to one's homeland? No more than she, I suspect. How dare you! And you, Tink, say something! Very well. We will return to the matter at hand. Mayhap we should take a second look at the clues we have gathered. Look all you want. Though the trap and the arrow we found suggest poaching, there's nothing remotely unusual about them. What do you think we should examine, Tink? Mead. They must surely have been opened recently. Wait. Before the Calamity, Bhaskaran once served as a sentry. Yet even then, he sometimes spoke of owning his own tavern. And it was an open secret that he was brewing his own private stock. If some survived... Of course! Bhaskaran's Scar, his old lookout post. It may not be Powwow Mujuk, but we must investigate at once. Sorry about skipping past that one. Any signs? Look, the ground is covered in Mikote footprints. These tracks are fresh. Very fresh. I'll wager the bandits were alerted to our coming and fled. Else they're hiding near... Take cover! Thinking we caught ourselves some of them meddling bloody masqueraders. Not that I'm complaining. Hiding your face is downright bloody rude when you ain't been introduced. Speaking of ill manners, don't you know it ain't decent to barge your way into a lady's bedchamber without knocking? You would lecture us on manners? Truly, I have heard it all. Someone outnumbered. We have to split up. The leader's mine. I'll try to isolate her from her litter. So there, Tink. The rest I leave to you two. Be well. last of them? Have you seen Aliapo? With me, Tink. Tisk. That was a piss-poor showing, sister. And you called yourself a keeper? A hunter with no fangs ain't nothing but prey. Oh. Oh, bugger. Looks like playtime's over. Be seeing you, sister. Seven hells! They were at my old post? And they drank my old mead? That stings most of all. Well, 'tis past time the proper authorities were informed. I'll send messengers to the Wood Whalers and God's Quiver. The Red Belly Bandits won't like it one bit, but I'll see they're told exactly who the military's after. I only hope it'll be enough. Of course, Pawa Mujuke's no fool. Now she knows she's been spotted, she'll break camp and be long gone by the time the next bell sounds. And the trail won't stay fresh long neither. Anyway, you've done me a great kindness, friends. Tell Lucien I appreciate the help. Back. Welcome back, Tink. Silvera tells me that you encountered Pow on the job. Majuk. No Gridanian could fail to recognize that name, so often has it been spoken, and with such bitterness. I fear we lack the strength to face for ourselves. This is a matter for the God's Quiver and Wood Whalers. That you confronted her and survived is a testament to your growing mastery of our art. Ah, and I was surprised to note that Leia and Silvera were not at loggerheads upon their return. I presume we owe this unnatural state of affairs to your calming influence? No? Modest to the last. Truly, your every deed bespeaks a clarity of vision far beyond your years. I implore you to share that perspective with your peers and help them to grow into better, wiser archers. As you go forth and temper your skills in battle, know that we always look forward to your return. Let's take the bronze piece. Ah, Tink. I had hoped you would come. You may be able to help. I am concerned about Leia and Silvera. What they do. They show signs of losing perspective and... well, mayhap it is best you see for yourself. I cannot help but feel that both would benefit from your counsel. Consider this a personal request. I hope I didn't accidentally double click. Well, I'll double check the quest text there and make sure. Okay, as soon as I've finished those stretchies, send you to pester me by any chance? This is hardly her concern, and it is most definitely not yours. If you must know, I have decided to leave the guild. Why? I mean to track down Pawa Mujuk and finish what we started. The God's Quiver and Wood Whalers seem content to ignore our warnings, but I will not let her escape again. I already made that mistake once, and it cost me my place in the God's Quiver. The foolish young sentry of whom I once spoke, he was me. We had her, Tink. There was no escape. But then she began to wail about a wounded comrade, one who would surely die without her help. She looked me straight in the eye and begged. And I blinked. I failed to see through the most elementary ruse. I failed Gridania and the God's Quiver. And while that can never be forgiven, mayhap I can reclaim a measure of honor by stopping her. But a wanderer like you would not understand what it means to betray your people. Worry not. I do not intend to leave just yet. I will continue to gather information until I am certain of Mujuk's whereabouts. Make no mistake, though. It is only a matter of time. Now run along, will you? Oh, and if you are so concerned about your fellow guildmates, you should attend to that moping Mikote. The The sight of her shuffling around while staring at her feet is bad for morale. Not that it matters to me. This already. Oh, it's you. Tell me, Tink, do you ever think about home? Do you ever wish you could go back? Mine was just another poor village in the Twellswood. The fields were more stone than soil, and the merchants hardly ever bothered to do them. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't need it. And then the calamity came. I remember running and the screams. It was so loud, Tink. So unbearably loud. And then I was here in a strange city, surrounded by more people than I'd ever seen, and I didn't know any of them. But I knew how to hunt. I was always good at hunting, Tink, and the guild gave me a place to get better. At least I thought I had gotten better. Pawa Mujuk, she was so much more. I've been thinking, Tink, that maybe this is a sign. Maybe Kildare is right, and this guild, this city, is no place for an outsider like me. And so I decided to leave. I'm glad to have known you, Tink, even if it was only for a short while. Girl! Forgive me if this is too selfish a request, but before I go, I would like to meet with you one last time. Alone in the South Shroud. These Gridanians would not understand. Thinking you mightn't accept my kind invitation. I don't recall inviting her, though. 'Tis rude to presume, Missy, and I do so hate rudeness. Wait, it's not her fault, it's mine. I invited her. She's a member of the Archers Guild like me, and she's not Gridania. I do begin to recall her face. I knows how to hold a bow, that one. Well, she ain't the typical recruit, but I reckon I might be willing to make an exception. No, it's not like that. I just wanted to say goodbye. Tink, ever since I met Pawa, I've been at a loss. But I realize now that my place isn't at the guild, with the Gridanians. They'll never accept me. This is where I belong, with my people, carrying on our traditions. Our archery, not Gridanians. It's all I have left, Tink. So I'm going with Pawa. Maybe you don't understand now, but just promise me you won't tell Lucienne, or Sylvain. Tink. Made peace with your little friend, have you? Right then, let's get on with it. But now! Oh! Ain't no love lost twixt ye and the guild, is there? Then what's the problem with a feather in a bloody venture? No beggar'll miss her. I'll miss her, alright? So just stop! Dear me, and I had such high hopes for you, Miss Aliepo. Waste of bloody time. I keep her what's lost her nerve just about as much use to me as a glass bow. But there's no sport in killing captured prey. I better not see neither of ye again, because if I do, I'll show you what happens to prey that wants to off enough to get caught twice. Away, sisters, away! How do you do it, Tink? How do you live in this place, with these people? And why do you even bother? What have they ever given you besides scorn? Well, what do you see in them, Tink? Even though you joined the guild after I did, you've come so far so quickly. Maybe you've even surpassed me. I have to know how you've done it. I have to know what it is that I'm doing wrong. And there's only one way I can think of to find out. Meet me at the Bannock. Where was the Bannock again? Shall we begin, Tink? Sure. Then defend yourself. Show me what these people have taught you. You have opened your eyes and looked beyond your master's faults. You've accepted their teachings and taken them to heart. Even Silver, for all his bigotry, wishes only to preserve his traditions. I lost sight of everyone else's struggles and became obsessed with mine own. I was so afraid to let go of my cherished notion of archery, my family's notion, and learn another way. I didn't want to betray them or dishonor their memory. But I have a family here, too. A family that sees the wider world and is willing to show me how blinkered I have become. As archers, we train our eyes and minds to be unforgiving, to defy any attempt at concealment and discern the naked truth. It is little wonder, then, that I have neglected to look inside myself until now. Though unquestionably worthwhile, I found the experience rather excruciating. Thank you, Tink. I know now that I belong at the guild, together with you and Lucien. And yes, even that bloody Wildwood. God's help me, I think I might actually miss him. Alright. Welcome home, Tink. You need not say a word. One look at Leia's eyes was enough. Thank you for returning her to us. When we focus on a single goal and pursue it with passion and fervor, it becomes easy to lose sight of what else lies before us. With your skill and vision, Tink, you can help your fellow archers to look beyond themselves and remember their comrades. I hope I can count on your support in the future. Sure thing. Thank the gods you've come, Tink! Perhaps you could talk some sense into this stubborn fool. Calm yourself, Silver. At least let us petition the Order of the Twin Adder for... There is no time, Lucien. Pabwa would be long gone before their forces had even assembled. Alone I can move more swiftly, take these poachers by surprise, and force them to divulge her location. We understand how you feel, Silver, but this is too reckless. At least permit Tink and me to accompany you. You, the adventurer and the savage? You cannot understand. He's been like this for the entire quest. Yes, there's coffee. still there. But I do understand. I know what it means to take pride in your home, to want more than anything to protect it, and to be consumed by guilt when you cannot. I see what you're going through, Silvera, and I understand. This guilt taught me to open my eyes and see clearly. I beg you, Silvera, open yours. You have friends here ready to fight. You have us. I have never considered you my friend. Do not follow me. Well, his lying certainly hasn't improved. At least she's able to see past his hubris now. If he honestly thinks he's doing us a favor by forbidding us from getting involved, he's an even bigger fool than I imagined. Come, Tink, to the South Shroud! I was just there. Okay. Okay, time to find this Elizan idiot. He's around here somewhere. Probably just outside. There it is. Up! Solo instance. Did you get in trouble, buddy? Yeah, that's the pose of someone who just got in trouble. Also looks like he had quite the adventure. Look at all those fallen. Well, this is unfortunate. Still there. Lay? Tink? I told you not to follow me. I neither need nor want... Oh, do try and finish that sentence. Don't take me for a fool. You cannot conceal the truth from this archer's eye. Tink, the others are almost upon us. We must make our stand here and protect Silvera. Yep. The idiot might not want protecting. I told you I do not need or want your assistance. Quite why you have deluded yourselves into thinking... You're the one who's deluded, thinking you could deceive us, when even a blind man could see that you cover your mouth every time you tell a lie. Observe with intent, overlooking not the smallest detail. Discern your subject's unique characteristics and recognize patterns in their behavior. I learned these things from Lucien. And from you. And I'll be damned if I'm going to watch you get yourself killed. There's still so much I don't know about Gridania and Wildwood archery. So much that I need you to teach me. I suppose fixing your form is the least I could do.
Because you're standing in AoE's a lot.
Why you? Pawa's gang is already on the move. We have but one chance to catch them. Poachers throughout the 12s would use bone whistles like this one to communicate. With it, I believe we can lure Pawa out of hiding, assuming she has not moved on. So that's why you came to Taker's Rot. For this gang's whistle. Tink, if you are determined to help me, I have a task for you. Pawa was last seen near Isamhar. To the east of the camp, through a hollow tree trunk, there is a clearing where two streams meet, and Efts are wont to congregate. We will lay our trap there, and you will be the bait. Thanks. Do not fear, Tink. I swear on my honor as a Gridanian archer that no harm will come to you. Okay.
Well, I mean, you make better bait than he would. You're just an innocent little kitty.
The entire bandit group is made of Mikote.
Ah, well.
Okay. Thing from Discord. So before I actually do this, what was that? Okay. I'll concern myself with that later. Okay. Alright. I still need to reopen. I'm gonna try that again and not talk over the whistle. I knew I should have trusted Mikat. Some blokes just can't take a hint. I do hope you will forgive my forwardness, madam. No, sir, 'tis most flattering. Yes, she is sass incarnate. Wouldn't you agree, sisters? Why don't we show our gallant Wildwood of Ira and his mates just how much we appreciate their attention? I hope you like it rough, darling. Fraser. And I thought you only had eyes for me. Okay! Had enough? I can't. I won't. Anything to say, you two?
I missed it.
Alright. How about you, Leia? Yes, I saw. It was an excellent shot. Alright. Time to run back. Or ride back. Fucking! Yeah, guess what? I don't know what that voice crack was. I am relieved to see you again, Tink. Had the three of you not been united in your purpose, Hawa Majuk would still be free, and one or more of you would surely be dead. I am so proud of you, Tink. Not only have you mastered our teachings, but you have also helped your guildmates regain the perspective that they had lost. For showing such compassion to your peers, I wish to teach you a new technique. Wind bites. Ooh. With wind bites, you can bring the power of the very air around you to bear against your opponents, and they will suffer on long after you have knocked your next arrow. It will serve you well in battle, I am certain. All archers walk the same path, Tink, towards improvement and discovery. As long as you have the vision to see the path ahead, you will continue to mature and excel. Yet we all grow weary and lose direction in time. When this befalls you, I have no doubt that you will find your way back to us. Trust in your eyes, Tink. They will never lead you astray. Okay. And that is it for Archer, and it's also all the time I have for today. So, I'm not done here, so I'll leave Tink in the Archers Guild. My next exploration is going to be getting Archer turned into Bard. Although I might as well update my weaponry. No, the bow I got is not better than what I'm currently using. And I refuse to change to steel sallets. I like this hat too much. So, with that said,